This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So fine. Good talk. Good. So we have started looking into the work area and internal tuple, right? So in work area and in internal tuple, we understood like what is the difference between uh, the work area is it is to store the multiple record. Okay, this is the purpose of internal tuple and this is the purpose of work area. But if you want to print the data of the internal tuple or if you want to modify any of the record into the internal tuple, you will not be able to modify your print directly. First, you will have to put that data into the work area and then you will have to modify there, and again you have to with the help of that work area, again you will have to replace that record. It means what I mean to say that directly you will not be able to uh, replace in the internal table. Okay, however, in the new syntax it is possible. Earlier it was not possible. Before NetWeaver 7.40 it was not possible, but nowadays it is possible directly in the internal table by specifying the index, like for which position you want to modify the data, you can modify. Okay, but let's understand uh, as of now that if we want to modify the data, if we want to update the data, if you want to do any operation in the internal table, we require the help of a work area. Okay, there are three types of internal table. There are three types of internal table. Okay. There are three types of internal table. What are those types? One is the standard internal table. One is the standard internal table. Another is the shorted table, and the last one is the hash internal table. So let me note it down. The three internal table what we are having. One is the standard internal table. Second one is the sorted internal table. Sorted internal table, and the last one is the hash internal table. The last one is the hash internal table. Now, out of all these three, the last two, the sorted internal table and hashed internal table, we are not going to discuss over here. This we will discuss under our advanced ABAP. This external internal table only we are going to discuss, which is going to be used 95 plus percent, 95% plus, you can tell like this. Like this is the most used internal table. If we understand this one, about what is going to be accomplished. Okay, most used, everywhere you will be able to see that this internal table. How to declare this internal table? To declare this internal table, you will have to write the syntax like it underscore type. This is the name of internal table. Type table of, okay, type table of, and the name of the structure, as we have seen in our last class, that we must have to give the name of the structure. This structure name, either it can be the global structure or can be the local structure. Again we will see, once again we will see this one. Okay, and the name of the internal table can be anything. So type table of, okay. Actually, the exact syntax or the full syntax is like this: type standard table of, type standard table of. But if you don't give a standard, by default, implicitly it considers the standard. By default, implicitly it considers a standard. So it underscore type table of also you can write, or you can write it underscore tab type a standard table of this. Let's go and discuss about this standard internal table. Most frequently used standard table, even more than like in custom development we use around like 99% of the time we use this standard internal table only. Very rarely used this sorted internal table and hashed internal table. Okay, let's go to the system. Go to SC38 and we have created some program. In last class we have created some program. Okay, this is the program ZMB24 demo 2. So here we have seen that we have created this a local structure, right? TS underscore MAT-info. This is the local structure we have created. So this local structure will be used inside this program only. You will not be able to use outside of this program. That's why this structure name of the structure is this TS underscore MAT-info. That's why this structure name is local, because you will be able to use inside this inside this program only. You will not be able to use outside of this program. Okay, so this is the name of the structure, the scope of this structure inside this program only. So here you can see that I have created one work area, right? So to create a work area, just we'll have to give the type, and then we'll have to give the structure reference. So here I've given the reference of the structure. So now it has become the work area. Now it will hold a single record having these three fields. Okay, now the internal table. Okay, internal table we have defined here it underscore tab type table of TS underscore MAT-info. Can you tell me which kind of table this one? Can you tell me which kind of table this one? It underscore tab is which kind of table? Just we have discussed there are three types of table:
Yeah,
standard.
it's a standard. It's a standard
Yes,
one.
yeah, it's a standard one because by default it's a standard. Okay, by default it's a standard. If you don't give anything, it will become a standard. If you just give over here sorted, it will become sorted table of. If you just give the hashed, it will become hash table of. Okay, if you don't give anything, by default it will be a standard table, and this is the most widely used table. 99% of time we are going to use this one. Okay, or you will be able to see this one. So a standard table we are using to over here. So here we are fetching some data: material number, material type, material group from the Mara table, and we are putting into this internal table where the material type equal to FEIT, and we are just printing this data over here. Now what I'm going to do here, we're going to learn some more stuff. For example, we have to learn like what are the different kinds of control statement. Okay, so the frequently used one we are going to learn. So control statement will be learning. Control statement means which is going to control the flow of the program. So if else will be learning very easy, if else. Okay, then if, else if like that, and again else will come. Then we'll be learning about, you know, the loop do and end do. This is the loop. Then we'll be having while and end while. This is the loop actually, and while. Now you might be thinking this is also a loop. Okay, this is actually not a loop. This is a iterative statement. Okay, this loop is not the actual loop. Loop means if you are going to put something inside that, for example, do and end do we are having. This is the actual loop. Okay, we are having while and end while, and while we are having, this is a actual loop. This is actual loop. Inside this we are going to write the code. This is the actual loop. What is the meaning of loop? Means if we're going to put something inside this, it will keep on, keep on, this do and end do will keep on running, keep on running, keep on running until and unless you are going to come out. Okay, you will not be able to come out. That's the meaning of loop. We'll see that one. But if we're simply going to, if we're simply going to put loop and end loop, there is no meaning of this. This statement is not going to get executed. Okay, that's why this loop is not the actual loop. If some data is there, then only it will take the first record and it will put one by one. It will behave like a loop, but it is not the actual loop in the ABAP. Okay, it will behave like a loop. You can tell that it is a loop, but it is actually a iterative statement over here. Okay, the actual loop is do end do, and then a while end while. And in the newer version of ABAP, that means the after NetWeaver 7.40, actually after NetWeaver 7.40, like means 4 years back, there was a drastic change in the ABAP world. Okay, so many things changed, 4 or 5 years back, like in 2015. Okay, NetWeaver 7.40 came into the picture, and it changed the way of doing the programming. Okay, so before first learning this NetWeaver, before learning this NetWeaver 7.40 syntax, it's important to understand the old syntax, because most of the syntax, most of the coding has been done in the old syntax only. And new syntax, people who knows the new syntax or who is interested to use the new syntax, they only are going to use the new syntax. Otherwise they are using only the old syntax nowadays also. Okay, so the old one, learning the old one is important. The new syntax, which is the important one, I will be discussing if I get the proper time over here, or else I will be sharing you the video on the YouTube for the new syntax. Or already I have posted some video on the YouTube. You can go there and you can check how the new syntax is there and how it looks like and how it works. Okay. So here you can see that loop at it underscore item into w underscore work area. This is not the actual loop. This is known as the iterative statement. However, all this comes under the iterative statement only, do, end do, while, end while, but this iterative statement is the actual loop. Okay, now let's go and see about the loop. Okay, I'm going to create one more program. Click on this create button, or I will copy the existing program, so I will not have to create the structure and all. Just we'll be discussing about the loop over there. Copy this one, all object, go into the change mode, and here this part I will keep it, this also I will keep it. And what I will do that I want to show you how the loop is going to work. Okay, so instead of all these things, here I'm going to comment this also I will be commenting, and I want to show you how the loop is going to work. So loop, if you're going to use the loop, you'll have to put inside the do and end do. Okay, we'll see this one how we are going to use this one. Let me come in first. Before learning this one, first let's learn about the if and else if. Okay, if and else if. Fine. Suppose you want to get the data from the selection screen. Right? User suppose willing to put some data on the selection screen. So for that purpose, generally we give the parameters or select option. Okay, first I will show you about the parameters, then you will see the select option. Parameters, it will to get the single value. So what you will have to do, you'll have to use the syntax parameters. You'll have to write like this. Once you will write like this, you can define the parameter p underscore input. This length should not be more than 8 characters. Okay, just remember, if you will give more than 8 characters, it will give you the compile time error. If you check the syntax, it will tell that please make its length less than 8. Okay, now type, and I want to get some integer data type I. Okay, I'm giving type I. Check the syntax, activate this one, press effect. Okay, if you press effect, you can see that here on the selection screen, this is known as the selection screen. So here p underscore input, we are having one input box is coming here. We can pass the data. For example, 23, if you want to pass 23, what will happen when you will execute that? In p underscore input, 23 value will come. Okay, so I will just show you that in this breakpoint, in this debugging. So if you want to put the breakpoint, you can also write the breakpoint over here. Your control will come and stop it over here. So this is known as the hard coded breakpoint. Hard coded breakpoint. Okay. So for functional people, it's very important. Just understand that this breakpoint, if I'm going to write, it will stop it over here. But this kind of flexibility we are having in development system only, where you can write while doing the development. Generally, what we do that we put the cursor over here, and I click and press the cursor over here. Automatically, the breakpoint will get created. You don't have to write breakpoint or something like that. Okay. Here, just I'm writing. I'm using this way of putting the breakpoint. Okay. You would have used this one also. Activate this one. Now press effect, and here I'm going to give some value. Let's suppose 50. Press enter. So in this p underscore input, the 50 will come. How to check? Double click on this particular p underscore input. What will happen that here you can see that this portion, you can see here, you'll be able to see the value of the variable 50 is coming. Like in the program, whatever you are passing from the value, whatever you are passing from the selection screen for this particular field, that value is flowing to the program. This 50 is the value for that particular variable. It is coming over here. Okay, so just I wanted to show that this value is flowing. If you want to use now I'm going to remove this breakpoint. I don't require now. If you want to write this value, you can write p underscore input. Okay, this is how we print the value. Just we have press effect, and you can give whatever value will give, it will be printed. Okay, 68 is coming. If you give the 90 over here and press effect, 90 it is coming. Now what I'm going to do, what I'm trying to do that, if less than 100, I'm going to give the value in the input parameter. I want to see the result as this value is less than 100. Okay, if I'm going to give greater than 100, some value, if I'm going to give greater than 100, it should display that it's greater than 100 value. Okay, it should display. So here, how to do that? So the if will come into the picture over here. Okay, if and end if. Whenever you are going to write any if statement, it must be ended with end if. Similarly, if you are going to write while statement, so mostly if you are going to open one statement, it's going to close. Okay, so here it's going to end while. Here also you would have observed that when I'm opening this loop, end loop is here. So mostly it will be like that: loop, end loop, while and while. Okay, while and while, if and if, like that it's going to be. Okay, similarly do and do. If you will be having do, you will be having and do. Okay. So like that in ABAP it will be. So if and if. Okay, so if what is, can you tell me? V underscore input is greater than. So for greater than, this is the symbol. Or you can write GT. GT means G stands for greater, G means greater, T means that, greater than. This also you can use, or the normal syntax for greater than. This also can be used. Anything can be used. For greater than or equal to, you can use this syntax, or you can use GE. Okay, greater than or equal to, greater, equal. Okay, so I'm just using for the greater than now. If it's greater than 100, what I want to print, I want to print that the given number is, the given number is greater than 100. Okay, I'm just trying to print this one. Okay, else if it's less than 100, means if it will not be greater than 100, then obviously it will be less than 100, right? So in the else part, you can write over here, write the given number is, less than 100, full stop. If you want to give some color, that is possible. You can give the color over here. Okay, give some space, give some, give the comma over here. Comma is not required. Give the color and give the 4 5 or something like that. You can give the color. Just I wanted to output, make it little beautiful. That's why I'm giving some color over here. Okay, so now to save it, activate it, and that's it. Run this, and here if we're going to give the input, I suppose 300, right? What it should be output? Can you tell me what should be the output? The output should be, press F8 and you can see the given number is greater than 100, right? Given number is 300, right? So what it's coming, the given number, 3 number I'm printing, and the given number is greater than 100, right? And what is the number we are printing? The 300. That's why it is printing. Where we have written the code here to print that one. If you comment this one, that 300 which is coming at last, press F8 and give some value 300, press F8, and you can see that now 300 is not coming. The given number is greater than 100. Similarly, if you are going to give over here 99, 99 is less than 100. In that case, what will happen? The given number is less than 100 is coming. That means our if and else statement is working fine. If you want to observe how it's behaving, how it's working, what you can do that you can put the breakpoint and you can see the behavior how it's working. Okay, just observe. Put the cursor over here and click. Breakpoint will be created. Very easy to create the breakpoint. Okay, press F8. Give some value over here, for example 400. Run this. Because we have put the breakpoint over there, it will stop. You can see that it has stopped over here. P underscore input value, if you want to see that, you can double click over here and you can see the 400 are passed from there. So now 400 is greater than 100, right? That means this statement is going to be true. If this statement is going to be true, this will be printed. Okay, once it will be printed, if this statement is going to be true, this will be printed and it will come out. Okay, so you can see that it's going to print, and now it will not go into the else part. It's returning back. It's not going to write this one. Here you symbol, you can see that it's returning, but it's not writing this one. It has, just written the first statement which I have written over there, this one. Okay, it has written this one. Now if you want to check once again, like for example, suppose if you want to give the here 2, let's suppose I'm going to give 2. 2 is less than 100, right? So what it will do, it will go into the else part. So like that you can do the experiment. Okay, you can see it's coming to the else part, and here it's going to print the flow. You can see that it's showing that the cursor is here. Cursor means control. Cursor and control both is same thing. Okay, and you can see the given number is less than 100. So this is how it is behaving if and else. Okay, now suppose here greater than I have handled, less than I have handled, right? I want to handle one more scenario. If p underscore input is exactly equal to 100, I want to print that this is exactly equal to 100. Okay, in that case I will have to add one more condition. Okay, in that case I will have to add one more condition. So for that you have the syntax. For that, this is one part of the syntax. I'm going to just comment it. Okay, another part of the syntax, another way what you can do, that you can add this if, that is fine. Here you can write else if. Okay, just copy this one, copy this one, and you can write that p underscore input equals to, okay, or eq, both is same thing. Equal or eq, both is same thing. You can do. Okay, equals to 100, then print it over here. What? Just copy this, paste it. The given number is 100. Okay, given number is 100, and give some different color, maybe 3 I will give, and copy once again this one, or just at last you give the else. So what you understood over here, that if we can write again, we can write else if, and then at last you can give the else. Means none of the above condition is going to be satisfied, then this condition at last will be executed. So one thing is important over here, any one of these condition is true, then another condition is not going to be executed. Okay, if this is true, then this will just executed and will come out. If this is true, then this will only just executed and come out. Okay, so if, else if, and else if, like that you can do. Multiple else if you can also put. Okay, multiple else if you can also put. Multiple else if you can also put. So here, suppose if you want to print that this number is 200. Okay, this number is 200, and uh, or also you can give and. Okay, copy this one and paste it. Is greater than 200 and less than 300. So like that also you can put that the given number is between 200 and 300. Between 200 and 300. Here the p underscore input, if you want to give, like if it's 400, right? So the given number is 400, you can write it here. Okay, here the given number is 500. Okay, or you can write the or statement in between. Okay, else if p underscore input equal to 500, or p underscore input equals to 600, right? So this is known as the boolean statement, or and, right? Or and means both should be correct, both should be true, then only it will be printed. If any one of this is going to be false, then this will not be printed. Okay, it will go and check further. Okay, So p underscore input equal to 500 or p underscore input equal to 600. The given number is either I will write 500 or 600. Like that, I'm just printing. So what you understand over here? Okay. If one number, let's suppose if we're going to pass from there 400, right? 400. So in that case, what will be the output? Can you tell me? I'm going to pass from there, from the input screen, I'm going to pass 400. What should be the output if I'm going to write this statement? If, else if, else if, else if, else if, else, and if. What should be the output? I'm going to give the 400 in input. What will be the output? Any one of you? I'm waiting for your answer. You can just tell me your guess.
It's the first one. The given number is greater than 100 because first
Yes,
condition is also true.
right. Yes, you are 100% right, because the first 400 is greater than 100, so it will just print out, and any one of the condition is true, right? It will just print and it will come out, because the first condition is going to be true, then yeah, it will just print and it will come out. Okay, so your answer is correct. But if the 400 is there, you know what, I'm willing to print this one, p underscore input equal to 400. Okay, so what we can do, that this statement we can put it in the beginning. Okay, instead of here we can put it in beginning, so that in sequence it will start comparing. And so if the first statement is like this, first you'll have to put if, and then we'll have to accordingly adjust. Okay, so now if we're going to give the 400, first it's going to compare this one, then it's going to print this one. So accordingly we'll have to adjust the flow like how you want to do, and yeah, accordingly we'll have to do the coding. Okay, pretty picture, save it. So in this case, what it will do, that it will just print this statement and it will come out, because this first statement here itself it became true, so it will just print and it will come out. Fine. Here the sequence, the sequence how you want to, if we're going to give the greater than 100, right? So this is fine, greater than 100. Like if we're going to give the 400, that is fine. So you accordingly we have to correct the sequence over here. So this should be here, actually this should be here. Okay, 200 and 300, this is the 400. For 500 we have written something. So higher to lower, actually we'll have to give in this particular situation, so that our output will come correctly. Okay, so control V, else if, just write it over here. Okay, so now it looks good. So similarly adjust, but the meaning of if and else is just, I wanted to show you the simple meaning in the real time, uh, however you don't have to do the development which from the functional background. Just you have to understand how to debug, what is the meaning of this. Okay, but from the developer point of view, this need to be sorted in the certain order, so that it will get executed properly if such kind of scenario comes into the picture. So very easy to put into the certain order. Okay, the save it, and here activate this one. And if we're going to get some wrong output, again you can change the sequence. So we'll have to test it properly, and then we'll have to give the green flag. Fine. So now if you see that, you understood like how if else if is going to work. Okay, now if else if, I will just show you again in the debugging how it's going to work. Activate once again, just run it, give some value, for example 400. So in this case, now what we have written the code for this, you can see that the first, this 500 or input is 600, input we have given 400, right? So the first is not going to be true. first statement, so it will come to the second statement. Here you can see, and because this is true, so it will just print this right statement. Okay, and from here, though it's coming over here, but this will be false for this statement. You can see that it's coming out, it's coming out, it's just going to the last and it's coming out. So you can see the given number is 400, it's printing. So at the time only one will be true, that portion will be executed, and then it will come out. Okay, then it will come out. Here I'm just going to give, between 200 and 300, some number I'm going to give. For example, between 200 and 300 I'm going to give 150. Okay, so this statement will be true. Activate this one, going to remove the breakpoint on this, and 150. Okay, just run it, and you will see that the given number is greater than 100, right? Greater than. And why this answer is coming, the given number, we have given 150 actually, so it was not true. I would have given 250, then this will be, so I'm going to give 250. Okay, run this, and here you can see the given number is between 200 and 300, so it's working fine. So like that, this is the meaning of if, else if, and end if. Now let's try to understand do and end do. Okay, loop, do and end do. Whatever we are going to put inside, it's going to get, it's going to get executed infinite number of times. For example, write, I'm going to write some do statement over here. Do statement. Okay, I will go and the debugging how it's going to be happening. Put the breakpoint, press F8. Here some parameter we have given, simply give some dummy parameter, just leave it, it is not required. Okay, because we have commented that respective code. I want to show the behavior of this do and undo. You can see that it's going to write this one, and again it's coming back to this do. Again it's going to write, and it will keep on doing like this. It will keep on doing like this. It's keep on doing like this. You can see it will never end. It will never end. If you press F8, if you press F8, what will happen? If you are going to press F8, okay, see, I pressed F8. See, this is running do and do, 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 do and do. Then the loop it's going to run, and once its memory will be fulfilled, once its memory will be uh, full out of control, it will go into dump. It will tell that memory issue, memory out issue. It will tell like that, and it will go into dump, because it is keep on going. It's going into the infinite loop. Okay, so to avoid the infinite loop, we will have to give some condition, and we have to come exit from this loop. Okay, I'm going to cancel this one. Click on this stop transaction, so that the transaction will be stopped. Come over here, SC30, and go into this demo 3. Okay, in some another session, it's already there. Okay, stop this one also. Yeah, it's fine. Go here and go into the change mode. So what I want to do, that I want to print only 10 times. Okay, I want to print only 10 times. So what you can do, that you can declare one variable over here, data lv underscore counter. Okay, type I, and here lv underscore counter equals to lv underscore counter plus 1 you can get. So what will it happen, that it will add 1 to this lv underscore counter, and it will assign that value to this. Right hand side value will be added to 1, and it will be assigned to the left side value. So every time first right hand side value will be added to 1 and will be assigned to the left hand side value. Okay, save it and yeah, activate it, but we'll have to give a condition and then after we'll have to write a exit statement. So here if lv underscore counter equals to 100 times only I want to print this one. Okay, here and if you know that if is there and if I'll have to write, and here give the exit. Okay, here you just give the exit. So what will happen that as soon as this counter will reach to 100 it will exit. Activate this one, activate this one. Some error is there, let's see what is the error. The lv counter is unknown, it's telling that it's unknown, right? Here lv underscore counter we have defined, and here the spelling I have given wrong. Whatever I have defined the same should be here. Here some typo is there, coutner. I would have written counter. Okay, now I have given the correct spelling. Check the syntax, now it's fine. You can see that. Activate it. Now it is activated. Put the breakpoint now and press F8. Press F8. Now this time 100 times it will print this do statement, and then when the counter will reach to the 100 it will come out. Currently the counter is having what? 0. Okay, 0. By default it has been initialized with 0. Okay, now press F5 and 0 plus 1 what it will be? 0 and plus 1 it will be 1, and that value is going to assign into the lv underscore counter. So in lv underscore counter the new value is going to be 1. Okay, so if you press F5 what will be 1 over here? You can see 0 plus 1 it's printing, and here you can see the lv underscore counter it was 1 equal to 10 100. No, it was not true, so it has just come back to this do. Again, what will be the counter value now at this point of time? 1 plus 1, 2, right? It will become 2. You can see that it has become 2, and it's writing, and then lv underscore counter equal to 100. This 2 equal to 100. No, it's not true, right? So again it come back. Okay, again it's a comeback. So like that it will keep on printing 100 times, and as soon as this lv underscore counter is going to be 100 it will come to this exit statement and it will come out. Okay, so I put the breakpoint on this exit. You can see that at this point in time it will not stop at the exit because the control is not coming to the exit. Why? This statement is not getting true. That's the reason. Okay, that's why that's why that's why this at this point of time it's not stopping. I'm again pressing F5. You can see this statement lv counter is 4 now, and because this is not going to be true, so this breakpoint will not hit because again it has come back. I'm going to press F8. Why I'm going to press F8? Because if you press F8 it will try to execute everything in one go. Okay, F8. Here you can see the different statement you are having. This is for a step by step. Here this is for F6. We'll understand what is the meaning of F6. This is F7. Okay, and this is the F8. You can see that it's telling that continue everything I'm going to execute in one go. So I'm going to press F8, and if some breakpoint or something will come into the picture it will just stop. So when it will come, when it will stop at this exit, when the lv underscore counter is going to be 100, at that point control will come to the exit, and here we are having a breakpoint, so it will stop at that point only. It will not stop in between. Okay, so I'm pressing F8 now. Okay, so I have pressed, and you can see that it has stopped over here. Why? Because the lv underscore counter has been 100, and because 100 equal to 100, so it is coming over here into this exit, and it will try to come out. Okay, now if you press F8, 100 times do a statement has printed. You can see that it's 100 times. You can do a statement, do a statement, do a statement, do a statement, do a statement like that. So it's 100 times it's there. So 14 here, 14 here, 14 to 14 7 is 98, and 2 times here 100 times it's printed. If you want to print in a new line, what you will have to do here, just give this particular command, new line command, press F8 and press F8. Okay, press F8 and you can see the do statement is coming in the new line every time. So what you understood from here, that if you want to come out from the infinite loop, you must have to use the exit statement on some certain condition. Okay, once your condition is going to be fulfilled, then you will have to come out, otherwise you will go into the infinite loop and system will give the dump. Okay, this is one part. For this do statement you can use like this. But what SAP has done, do you have to use every time this LV underscore counter? No, it is not required. SAP has given to you a system variable for you. Okay, SAP has given system variable to you. The system variable name is psi tabix and psi index. Two system variable we are having. Very important system variable. Psi tabix, we will see this will be applicable in loop. This loop is there, no? This loop at here. Here it will be more significant. We will see that one. Both we'll try to understand one by one. First, let's understand psi index. Okay. So whenever the psi index will come into the picture, psi index, this value, this is the system variable. Automatically, its value will keep on changing based upon the loop iteration. So what we have, the actual loop, do and end do, while and end while, right? And the new syntax we are having for and end for. So these are the actual loop we are having. Okay, I think for and end for is also iterative statement, but this do and end do and while and end while, this is we are having the actual loop over here. So as soon as your iteration is going, keep on going, like do and do and do and do, this counter will keep on increasing itself. You don't have to use this extra counter yourself. You can use the psi index. Okay, you can use the psi index. So instead of LV underscore counter, what you can do over here, that you can use psi index. Okay, I'm going to comment this one, and here you can use the psi index, psi hyphen index. So here you don't have to add this LV underscore counter and all like this. It is not required. So just I have commented. I have selected control and less than symbol I have just pressed. It has been commented. I will just put this asterisk over here. It will be commented. Okay. So now just save it and activate it. Also the debugging, press the put the point over there. Now see here, you can see the psi tab, psi savarsi. This is the system variable. I'm talking about the psi index. So psi index value I want to see. Psi index here I'm giving over here. Psi index. Okay. So when I press a file, this it will go to the next next statement. The psi index has been initialized with 1. It has been incremented by 1 automatically. Okay. Again, when it will go to the next, next, you can see automatically it's keep on increasing. So you don't require to use this LV underscore counter. So whenever you are having a loop, at that time this psi index is going to walk. It's going to walk. Wherever you are having a loop, this psi index is going to keep on increasing. You see, it's keep on increasing. It is also doing the same thing. As soon as that psi index has been 100, it has been exited. So this is the meaning of psi index. What is the meaning of psi tabix? So psi index here sci index, it will tell you the current loop pass. Current loop pass or loop iteration means what is the current loop pass. It will tell you. Okay, and the sci index, sci topics, it will tell you the current, you know, it will tell you the current table records. Which table records? Internal table records. Means which internal table it's pointing out, it will just tell. Yes, it will tell you the current internal table record. So here we don't have any internal table, right? We have internal table over here. Generally, we use inside this loop and loop. So here you can check it out. Okay, how the site topics is going to work. Save it, activate it over here, activate it, put the breakpoint. So sci index, we have seen that sci index is working for do and do, while and while. I will let you know how to use that one. Okay. Let me comment this one. It's getting exit from, if we're going to write the exit, what it will do that it will come out from this do and end do. Okay, so it will come out from the do and end do. So that is what it's coming out. And because we don't have any data into this IT underscore tab, what it is doing that it's not printing anything. Okay, so now in IT underscore tab we will be having some data because I have uncommented this code. Activate this, press effect, press effect. It will stop at that particular loop. Press effect, you can see that here it's getting stopped. IT underscore tab, we are having data 4722. Okay, so now can you tell me where it's pointing, which record it's pointing at very first time? At very first time, which particular record is getting pointed?
It's a first row.
Yeah, first row, right? It's first row. It's the point is on the first row. That's why you can see that loop at title underscore tab into work area means first record is going to get copied into this work area. So just observe over here, the first record is 0004 FEIT 108, and in work area also you will be able to see the same record 4, okay, FEIT and 108. You can see that 4 FEIT and 108. So one by one, the record will be copied from this internal table to this work area, one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one, and it will start printing. Okay. In this work area is nothing but our structure, and this structure is having different component, right? So with the help of this component, I'm going to access the value of this structure, and I'm printing over here. You can see that material I'm writing material type, okay, and I'm writing the material group. All these three components is happening for this work area, which I'm accessing using the hyphen. Okay, hyphen is known as here column selector. Okay, so or field selector. Okay, it depends on you what you want to give the name, but this is the standard name which we use. W underscore Mara hyphen material, I'm printing W underscore Mara hyphen material type, and W underscore Mara hyphen material group. Okay, and here just I'm giving some color, in which color it should be printed after again 28 characters. So in the last class we have already discussed in detail. Okay, so it's pointing to the first record. So what should be the value of site topics? Okay, what should be the value of site topics? Any one of you? It's pointing to the first record.
Yeah, it's 1.
Yes, very good. It's 1 because it's pointing to the first record. Similarly, if you can see that I have just pressed F8. So what happened that it has to the next here, next record, next IT underscore tab. So it's a 2. That means it's pointing to the second record. So in W underscore Mara, second record of the IT underscore tab will be there. Okay. I'm just keep on pressing F8. I'm just pressing F8. Okay, because breakpoint is here. That's why, you know, breakpoint is here. That's why it's stopping over here. Now the site tabix is 15. The meaning of that means 15 times I have pressed F8. Okay, 15 times I have pressed F8 because in between we have the breakpoint. And it's pointing the 15th record in the site underscore tab. It's pointing the 15th record. You can go and check here. It is giving you the index of the record, so you can go and check the 15th. Okay, so the site tabix site index is very helpful and most widely used system variable, very frequently used. If you understand this one, a lot of understanding will be clear. Here you can see that 15th record is this one, T-BW-03. Okay, this is the 15 record. So currently the internal table is having the control on this internal table. The cursor, the control, everything is same, you know, same meaning. Cursor, control, okay, it is having the same meaning. So this here internal table is having, the system is having the control, the cursor here. Okay, TBW-03. Just remember, so in the work area also that will be the value only. Okay, you can see that in work area T-BW-03 is the value, right? You can see. So wherever the control is there, you know, the site tabix will show that on which particular table entry you have the control, and that will be represented over here with the help of this value site tabix. So what's the difference between site tabix and site index? Okay, site index here will not work. This is a loop statement, iterative statement. If you just check over here site index, you know, here you can see it's giving you 0. Here there is no meaning of site index. Site index will only come into the picture when you are going to use do and do, while and while, because these are the actual loop. Okay, so site index will tell you about the current loop path, and site tabix will tell you about the current record in an internal table. Okay, so this is in the site index. Okay, so if someone is asking to you what is the difference in ABAP for the fresher, this is the very frequently asked question, site index and site tabix. So for the site index, it will tell you the current loop path, and here you'll have to, the site tabix is nothing but the current internal table record. Just you'll have to remember this one. Okay, because the site index is current loop path, so it's applicable for do and do. Okay, because do and do, and while and while, and this is mostly like, you know, this you are going to use inside the loop at and end loop for the syntax, and then for read statement, because with the help of read statement also you can access the row of an internal table. You can find out the row of an internal table. So here also it is frequently used, loop at end loop, and in the read statement we'll see this one. Okay, let's stop over here today, and tomorrow we'll go ahead and we'll see some read statement, and then I will show you some subroutine. Okay, so tomorrow I'll just show you read statement. This is the important one. Then OpenSQL is a very important. Okay, and then I will go to the subroutine, include and all. So this week agenda is to understand, you know, in the most frequently syntax of the ABAP. Okay, most frequently, which is going to be useful from the functional point of view very useful, that we'll be understanding. And in the next week we are going to focus more on the enhancement, because for the functional, you know, or as per at least basic understanding of ABAP, enhancement is also very important. So next week we'll be learning in more detail about the enhancement and debugging. Okay, enhancement and debugging next week. This week fully will dedicate in this report part. Okay, fine. So whatever we are discussing, please go through this video twice, thrice. Try to understand. If you have any doubt, please come and discuss over here. Okay, with this, let's stop our session. If you have any question, please feel free to ask, or else we'll stop our session over here. Any question? Okay, fine. So I believe there is no question. Bye bye. Have a nice day.